Just putting ice packs on my arms now because I can't have the aircon on and it's getting a little bit hot. So, Hunter, you okay, darling? I'll put the aircon on in a minute. I just want to do episode 4 and I'll make this the last episode for now. Another issue or concern that's popped up quite regularly is ISPs and having current ISPs uploaded onto the app. I've seen that a lot are now, okay, and so quite often, more often than not, I think that people are still not necessarily understanding how to go to the current updated ISP. And again, that's through no one's fault. You go into the client's profile on your app, and at the top right, I'm assuming this is the same for Androids as well, I think it is. But anyway, it will be under View Client Documents, whether you have an iPhone or an Android. And the client documents, you'll see more often than not a couple of care plans, up to 3 or 4 care plans on there. Always go to the one at the top because that should be the most updated one. And I've seen that there's a lot on there now. But again, if you're unsure, always contact your direct report. First of all, you can, as a support worker, because you're the one seeing those new changes or any observations that you think aren't already implemented in the ISP, you can email the case manager of that client and put in an email, I've noticed this, this and this, I think this might be relevant and good to put in the ISP so that other support workers are aware. Then it's not just an easy, straightforward process, because the case manager of that client, that said client, then has to inform the loved ones, the guardians and the parents, to find out whether that's something that they are able to put into the ISP, because the loved ones might not agree. So if it hasn't happened straight away, it's not because people are ignoring you, it's simply because there's a bit of a long process. It all depends, you know, when the parents get back to us, but we have to inform the parents or the guardians or the foster parents of that client this new information. We have to inform them about that because they should know what goes into their ISPs. It's the same as the client notes as well. Always when you're making clients notes, obviously we put the good positive stuff in. If there's anything that's is not necessarily a positive note that you need to make, if something's happened, anything to do with behaviour or conduct or an incident, we need to be very articulate about how we put that in those notes, because those notes belong to the clients and the clients' parents or guardians, so they can request those notes at any time. And those notes are also very important because they are actually very useful for using when the clients go up for NDIS reviews, because they need as much information as possible collated from us so that they know what to provide at their next NDIS meeting. So positive, we have to even perhaps suggest a solution if it was something that we could have prevented. We have to be honest as well. We have to look at why that started, if it's a behavioural issue, or why did that start, what triggered it. We have to be thinking out of the box as well and providing solutions, possible solutions, because they're not always going to work, instead of just providing all the negative stuff. Thanks. End of episode 4. And I'm hoping that by now that there's a lot of support workers out there that are either A, finding it useful, or B, want to tell us their own stories as well and help with other support workers. Help. Let's all be in this together. Let's assist each other instead of fighting our own little game, which often some of us do, and trying to work things out by ourselves because we're too proud to ask. Let's work this out together. And so I'm trying to think, along with other people as well, other support workers, I'm trying to think of ways that we can feel inclusive and work together. and this is just one of those ideas. So I would love to hear from any support worker. Come up to me when you see me, or email me, or phone me if you've got my number, and say, hey, I've made my own video and I would like it to be part of the Support Worker Tonight show.